All right. So, so it's been a while.
Yes, every time I take a break, man. I
Yeah,
miss
it's
being
like,
behind the mic, man.
yeah, it feels like
It's still it's
he's
not
like
the same.
it's only been a week.
I'm like that week feels like two.
All right, so we are gonna talk about demo trading versus real trading.
Oh shit.
Oh shit, my hands get all spicy. Oh yes. So I'm gonna hear your thoughts on the demo life versus the real life.
All right. So, I mean, coming from the beginner standpoint, teaching the beginners classes, I don't think demo is bad when used correctly,
Yes.
right? But I guess just jumping from the beginning to experienced traders that can easily use $100,000 on an account, and then they go ahead and start posting profits on there, but you can't withdraw from demo. So, when you're talking about cappers out there doing what they're doing, like, oh, come follow me, this, that, the other.
Yep.
There's a right way to do it. There's a wrong way to do it.
Yeah.
So for my right way, what I would always consider is if you're not familiar with Forex, if you're not familiar with MetaTrader, if you're not familiar with this and you're just getting into it, I've told beginners, like, take the minimum that you can, which most of the time is 3K, right? Treat it like an actual account. Build that account from 3K up to 20, 25, even 50K if you can on a consistent basis. Then once you can see that, hit your live, because you should be able to start making money on that legitimately.
Yeah.
Right? But if you take that 3K and you blow it, you're not losing any money. It just means you need to go back and study.
Yeah.
But when you get to that point, you're like 25, 30K, you should be able to make money off of it legitimately on a live account. And we should not see posts about that shit using that.
Yeah, most definitely. I just feel like, especially in our Forex niche, like, people, I'm not trying to say that people are trying to use the platform as, oh, like, this is the move. Like, this is what everyone should be doing. And you see it over and over and over again. People are selling the opportunity when the opportunity sells itself, right? So I have a very, very big issue with people that, especially if they're trading on a demo, right? And then you're posting. If you're posting it and you're being transparent as fuck, then all means everyone's gonna respect you. They'll be like, hey, look, this is your journey, right? You're using a real life demo account. Use it realistically as you're trading your real account.
Facts.
Add emotion into the demo account. Because a lot of people be like, oh, yeah, I wondered how it felt to use a $50 lot size on an account. And it's just like, man, this is what I could have made. You're just only imagining yourself to your mindset that it's not real.
Yep.
So you're just playing Monopoly money. You're going through the boxes, square, you're getting a house, and then you're doing it all over again, and you're getting more Monopoly money. It's no fun by doing it that way. Like, you're not taking the craft as seriously as you should be taking it, as for journaling your trade, taking the proper lot sizes and documenting it, right? Because that's so important, because that is showing that you're taking this craft, this skill set to the next level compared to the next person that gets involved with it. Oh, I want to get rich overnight. No, this is a chess opportunity. I love to stress that enough, because when you take it very seriously, you're going to get the serious results. If you take, non-serious decisions and you're going within the market and you're placing those ridiculous amount of lot sizes, you're not going to be able to handle that when it comes to a real account.
Right.
So once you have that real account, all right, now it becomes real. Now it gets real. Now you start thinking about all your bills coming up, what you're going to do with that money that is going to come in and hitting your bank account, that withdrawal, right? Business investments, all these ideas, that is planted on that real account. So then when that emotion starts to build up, and that's when it starts getting real and real and real and real. And then when you start to lose that money, it starts getting realer and realer and realer.
Yeah,
and then,
facts.
then it comes back to, like, our previous episode on revenge trading. So, like, you shouldn't be the person, or all of a sudden that you create a course. If, honestly, in my opinion, if you haven't made some type of withdrawal of someone's career salary, you should not be teaching people how to trade.
Right.
I'm sorry. Like, you shouldn't. If you have never been in an environment that you've held or traded big capital, I'm talking about big boy money, you should not be creating your own platform and saying that you could teach people how to trade.
Right.
Because that huge expectation that people want to lead to you on wanting to trade, and then they're taking responsibility, advice from you, like, it's only gonna be a shorter time that people are gonna be like gonna notice, like, when you're trading real, no one can say shit.
Facts.
You make that withdrawal you make that withdrawal, no one can say shit. They don't need to know what you're spending your money on. As long as that what you're doing is authentic, it's real, you're very transparent, and you're keeping it simple. You got nothing to hide when it's real. But when you're posting demo accounts and there's no withdrawal statements, you're not getting withdrawal emails from your broker, you're just capping.
Right.
Like, I don't know why people need to do that, or they feel like they're entitled to impress people. And at the end of the day, people don't give a fuck. Like,
Right.
if you're being fake, people are going to love to expose you and call you out on your bullshit. But if you're real, no one can't say shit. You could smile with a Kool-Aid smile and you'd be like, oh, it's lit.
Well, and then all that's called is hating right there. So
yeah, like, even though we have a lot of hate as it is, like, don't make this opportunity more hateful than we should be getting throughout our generation. Like, we're getting hate from all different angles. Like, this is a lifetime skill set that could be applied if it's applied correctly, the right way. If we do so, then a lot of people's lives could be changed. Like, this probably might be, the opportunity of 2020. Like, people are really going to begin their eyes to be like, oh man, self-investing is so important.
Yep. Absolutely. And I would say when we kick it back to this emotion standpoint, where somebody can open up a demo account and immediately trade a $50 lot size that they never have.
Yeah.
I would challenge anybody that's on YouTube watching this, comment on it, okay?
Oh, man.
Because I would love to know that if you tried that and then you went to live and traded a $1 lot size, one standard, how much emotion that you really had then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a little different when you've got that 50 lot size, like, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? I could have made this much money like you're talking about. And then convert that over to a live account and you try and trade a standard lot size and you're in drawdown by about 20 pips, I guarantee people are shitting their pants. I have not experienced that yet because, I mean, of course, starting with the beginners portion of it, people have tried to use standards and then all of a sudden, boom, they've lost money immediately.
Yeah, and
because they don't have the actual capital to trade. So that's why you have to treat it like a normal account. You have to treat it with emotion and trade with the emotion on the demo, which is how you can do it correctly.
Yeah.
But you should not need it for a year. I mean, I would say, if you're practicing and whatnot, use it for a couple months. I did demo for 30 days. Could I have used maybe another month? Possibly. But I said, I don't give a shit. I'm going to dive into this. The only way for me to learn is by losing the money. Let me get rid of the emotion.
Yeah.
That's the only way to do it. You can't get rid of that portion with demo. And I think that's very important to understand. When you're using demo, the only thing you're using it for is to develop the skill set because the emotion is always going to be there on the live side if you haven't traded it yet. Or if you've traded it and done nothing but lose. So you got to go back and, fine tune your skills, practice, do what you do. And I think that's where the demo comes into play very well. But like I said, use it correctly. If you don't, all you're doing is setting yourself back another 10 steps for failure.
Yeah, we just had someone, I think my guy AJ, he said people that don't have money to trade shouldn't trade to begin with. That's the biggest problem we don't talk about. Yeah, that's true. I can't just say based on that question, but it really depends on how long that you want to be ready for a real account, or if you have the capital. Like, I highly suggest that, the higher the capital, the better results and you could actually, apply using like the good proper lot sizes. So if you don't have money at all and, take that whole year or even like 6 months to learn the craft, on demo. Like, you got
Yeah.
nothing to lose by applying that knowledge, right? If you're applying that knowledge, then it's going to be a smooth transitioning to a real account when you have capital. So, like, I feel like a lot of people just get into the rush of the idea of wanting to trade rather than, you know, taking your time. Like, take your own time, go in your own pace.
Yep.
Because we live such in a caught up generation that everyone wants to be the man. Everyone wants to make the money that the next person has made. You know, I want to have that withdrawal. That's goals. Yeah, that could be goals, but you got to realize you got to go on your own pace.
Yep.
You know, because no one can't take that away from you. Like,
Right.
when you go on your own pace, you accomplish more things, so you get shit done. You know, that's the reason why I've never followed what the other people has done. You know, like, great. You know, we have like really great traders that, you know, I really follow, you know, like Ryan, Q Banks, like, you know, they all have gone through their own pace, like, you know, and I talk to them on a daily basis, but, like, you know, I'm not comparing myself to them because I'm my own trader. I trade completely different,
Right.
you know, so, like, and I love the fact that I don't need to show people of a duplication of me, because and then that just becomes really boring. Like, you want to see different, unique kind of traders or people viewing the markets completely different. So at the end of the day, just go on your own pace. You don't need to try to be like anyone else. Be the best version that you can be, and then everything was, you know, will set its course.
Well, it's like everybody that you can see that's online that's trying to push for either the followers on IG, the comments, you know, everything, whatever it may be. It's just like, you know, doing that shit for clout.
Yeah.
They're doing that shit for clout. You know what I mean?
If
So
you remove clout and change that word clout and put focus, I'm telling you, you get a lot of shit done.
yeah, absolutely.
A lot of shit done.
Absolutely. It's very difficult though, because, you know, like, that's what is thrown into our face every day. When we're looking at IG, I can go through my whole feed, my timeline feed, and I'm like, all right, bullshit, 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 bullshit. And so for me, I'm like, I don't need to, you know, I don't need to see that shit. Although it is
Yeah.
kind of funny, because I know that what I'm giving out here, whenever I'm speaking on a call or whenever I'm, you know, answering questions within Discord or however it is, IG DMs or whatever, I'm giving out what I feel is true value.
Yeah.
You know, so I speak on my losses all the time. Everybody
Yeah.
knows about, you know, my EU loss that I took. They know about my crypto loss that I
Yeah.
took, my gold losses. I don't care about that. I want people to know that this is a real thing for everybody, you know? So
Yeah, that's true. Like, just keeping it as real as much as possible, because, like, at the end of the day, like, when it comes to trading, no one is gonna judge you on your journey. Like, you
Right.
know, no one's gonna remember, you know, the time that you lost or big amounts on your demo, even on your real account. Like, you know, I've had my losses, but, you know, I don't have people hitting me up, hey, remember when you lost all that amount of money and look at where you're from? I'm like, look,
Right.
I'm not focused on the past. Whatever that happened, it happened. I move on. The moment that shit went sideways, I move on instantly. That's how I program my mindset to keep moving forward.
Well, if you dwell in that shit, you're gonna sit there and swim in it, and then it's
Yeah.
just gonna bog you down. You might as
Yeah,
well,
you know?
grill it up, eat it, learn from it, and move on.
I know. I'm not trying to be no Adele man version, so, like, I'm not gonna be sitting there making depressed music. Like, that's not who I am. Like, I'm gonna make really exciting moments to happen for the next move. So
Right.
be like, oh shit, damn, you caught that 120 pip movement.
Right.
Oh, it's lit now. Like, you know. So.
Right. Nah,
And
I feel
that's
you.
just like the issue. I just think we should have really addressed when it comes to demo trading to real trading, because, you know, trading is hard. Like, you know, you really have to sharpen your mindset. You know, it's not built for the weak at all.
No, I agree.
So
I agree.
you can post all the demo trades all you want, but at the end of the day, that it's not going to get you anywhere. You're just painting more of an imaginary dream of what could have.
Right.
What, oh man, like, if I use a bigger lot size, I could have made this. I could have made that.
Yeah, just
So-
stop thinking about that. Practice to get to where you don't have that emotion to use it, and you're good.
Yeah.
You know, but it's kind of funny. It all ties in, every episode that we've done all kind of ties in together, and this you could even throw back to the very, very first one where we're talking about the perception of trading.
Oh yeah.
This is where the perception of trading to me gets fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
When people are in there, throwing out a demo screenshot of making, 10 grand or whatever it is, they put it on social media. With social media, the facade that social media paints is ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
And if people don't understand that and they live on social media, you guys are being brainwashed in a way. And we won't get into that, but overall, you have to understand what social media as a platform is. And if you can, and you can read through all the bullshit, then you know what? Take it for what it is, and then just focus on yourself. Stay in your lane. And I think that's why, I respect you and Q when I'm looking at Q stuff online. You guys stay in your own lanes,
Yeah.
But that's where that equal respect comes into play. There's so many people that out here, over the past 15 months that I've been doing this, I can't tell you how many people I've been like, holy shit, I've had a conversation with you, or I've heard about you in some way, that was positive, and all of a sudden you show me something completely different. The two-sidedness, everything. To me, it's it's supposed to be the cool thing in the industry apparently, and that's not the cool thing at all. There's enough money out here for us to all eat. You know what I mean?
Man, it's just you sit back and you just watch everything unfold. It's just man, I always like to think what is the thought process when you're going about either you're finessing someone, you're scamming someone, or you're just trying to, make your life more better? What is the beneficial fact when you do all these things?
Well, I could tell you what it is.
Yeah, it's just
it's a residual sign up.
Yeah. He said residual sign up, but the thought process of going about it and following through with that, it's just man, that's just to me, it's just a lot of effort.
Well,
I feel in a way you're selling yourself in a way, and not even aware that you are doing it, and I'm thinking that it's okay.
Yeah, you're selling yourself, but in a selfish way.
Yeah,
because
very selfish.
Because if I'm sitting here and I know there's somebody that's not ready for this, and all I'm thinking about is a residual sign up, right? I'm thinking about what I have to do to, get my weekly paycheck or whatever it is, right? So for me, it's that doesn't. I'm a huge believer in karma.
Yeah.
And that to me, that doesn't set a lot of good karma. And plus, that's even more extra work, because it's those that don't know what they're doing, don't know what's going on, that have been pulled in on some bullshit that you have to manage and micromanage every single day until they start getting it. Otherwise, they're going to quit, and you have to go and work harder to get 2 more people, right? So for every one that you lose, you got to pull in 2. And
man, he's throwing hella shit on this one.
I'm just saying, I just see it, because the way that I feel about this whole thing, with the way that I approach this, everybody on my calls, I either know your first name, I know who you are, we've talked, we've had conversations, and to me, that creates a bond that knows that there's value there.
Yeah,
I'd rather give out value than to sit there and be like, oh well, you know what, you were just a sign up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just an unfortunate side of the industry itself. And I mean, it is what it is. It's the competition that's out there, and everybody's competing with each other.
Yeah.
But on like I said, $6.6 trillion a day.
Yeah.
We can all eat.
I have a good amount of good trading friends that I'm like, hey, look, I have many people that you could try their courses. Not every course is going to be for everyone. Everyone's trading style is completely different. So, these are people that they have the credibility and could speak, behalf of their results. When you have people that could speak behalf of you without you announcing yourself and claiming that you're one of the best. That's one of the issues I really hate when it comes to this industry, because people always feel like, oh yeah, I'm the best. They got to keep proving themselves over and over and over again. It's just why? If your shit really works, then the people should be doing all the talking. Yeah, I might not be the most perfect trader. Yeah, I have my stops get hits, but guess what? I'm not like every other trader that gets emotional behind it.
Right.
I know for a damn fact that I'll find the next fire setup, and that's for a guaranteed Facts. And I know many of my students could speak behalf of that. Like,
Facts.
you know, so like that's what I bring to the table compared to, you know, everyone else. Like, I'm not like you're just typical, oh yeah, you know, we're gonna settle for a 30 pip stop and then we're gonna call it a week and give out only 4 trades. Like, no. I'm a very aggressive trader. So like, you know, I don't speak behalf of myself. Like, you know, maybe people that see my Instagram stories, like I'm either providing value, you know, funny stuff, whatever, this and that, and living my life the right way. Like, I'm not getting into any drama. Like, I'm not talking shit about people. Like, you don't get no value from doing that, you know, because people just see how your character is as a person. So then when they see you in person, they're like, oh, damn, this is how you really are? Like, you know, so, yeah, so like I'm never the type of person that, you know, that I go about talking about my own accolades, you know, stuff like that, and bragging about it. I was just like bragging about it about what?
Right.
So people could so you want attention, so you could strive off it. Like,
Right.
no, you should be focusing on the skill set, perfecting it, and then as it goes, you do want to decide to create a whole course, you have credibility at this point. You know,
Right.
providing that free value, etc. Then provide a course. Like, people are doing it so completely backwards. Just because they could trade, they just create a whole course. Where's your credibility?
Right. Right.
You know,
Absolutely.
where's the value that you provided that people could speak behalf for you? None. So then it becomes such a hard of a build. Like, people think running a company is very easy. It's not. So,
No, it's definitely difficult.
So
You know, but using, like we've always talked about, using this as a vehicle.
yeah,
There's not
it
once.
should be a vehicle at the end of the day and
There's-
doing what you're truly passionate about.
There's not once that I've ever came to you or said to anybody like, "Hey, I want what Ken has. I want what Ken has. I want what Ken has." No, no, no. The only thing that I would say that I would want is like your ability to see the charts better,
Yeah.
right? But I'm going to develop that. In the long run, as long as I study, as long as I practice and get my stuff done, the charts are going to start coming to me, right?
Yeah.
But at least I can say, okay, Ken's got this, Ken's got that. You know what? This can help me do what I want to do, right? Let me go my lane. Let me stay in my lane, right? Let me get my goals going on, right? Rather than just, you know, start posting everything that everybody else has.
Yeah.
What
You know,
for?
like when
What
people
for?
post like the new iPhone, oh, like, all right, cool. You got a new car. Like, all right, that's more materialistic stuff. Could we see more people posting about like investments, things that it's very hard to, you know, obtain, you know, stuff that could actually provide value? Like, you know, I was talking to my good friend Tommy Rodriguez, and I've known him way back, and now just seeing him unfold on his success, you know, Amazon automation, like doing his thing, you know, like dude is making, you know, like $500,000 a month, like, you know, and it's just like he's just killing it. And he went on like on a whole IG rant talking about investing, and you know, he was investing on apartment units, and that's more impressive. Like, you know, he's not showing like, oh, his current lifestyle like every 5 seconds, or proving to people that, you know, this is how much he's worth. Like, you know, he went, bought a nice car, you know, posted it, talking about investments, made it happen, actually flew out there, showed the unit, and it's just like, that is how everyone should be doing.
Well,
you know?
that's a form of real estate. So
Yeah,
if you're
like, you
investing
know?
in real estate, that's huge.
Yeah.
The property is going to grow, and you're getting dozens, if not hundreds of people, depending on how big the complex is, to pay a monthly rent.
Yeah.
You know, so that's residual income coming in on your investment.
Yeah.
That's a great plan.
Yeah, so like,
You
you
know?
know, like everyone should be using that as a trading. No one should be, you know, showing and boasting how much profits you made every single day. You're trying to prove to the world that you're actually making money. No, fuck that. You know, how about you actually show your face on Instagram and actually talk about value, and then posting your MT4 blue screen. Like, that's great. Because if I was from the outside in, I'm like, wow, that color looks beautiful. I don't even look at the numbers because I don't even know what that means. So to me, it's like, I'm not even being acknowledgeable about that.
Right.
That gives me no value.
Right.
Great, $10,000. What is that for? You know?
Well, when
Like,
you
if
gotta-
you actually are speaking about it, then all right, people could actually relate. Be like, hey, this is what I'm doing, blah blah blah. You know, it's crazy. You know, I made this certain amount by actually learning a skill set. I'm no way, shape, or form, you know, the best trader out there. Being out, just saying it out there, just being truly transparent, and then from there, it's just like boom.
And
You just eliminate yourself from people trying to throw shade or being very hateful towards you. So
right. The thing that's also not understood though is that MT4 doesn't show your taxes. So,
yeah, and,
like when someone
and there's a lot of people that don't know how to file their taxes when you know you make the big claim. Like, all right, you get to that point, but are any of y'all filing your taxes for it?
right.
I was like, I don't know.
Your 10 grand immediately becomes 7. Granted, 7 is a good amount of money, but you know when you're talking about 30% of your trade, your trading value is actually having to be retained.
Yeah.
That money doesn't, you know, it goes and gets, you know, allocated to different things. You know.
I filed for my when I filed for my taxes, when I made $100K, I had to save 30 grand and making sure I had to, you know, file for that and paying the difference.
Right.
Like, you know, like that's not like a slap in the wrist. Like, you know, compared to a lot of people, that's probably a whole year's salary. But like, I was being aware, like I couldn't be spending my money just to be spending it because I have it. Like, you know,
Right.
So you got to be smart when it comes to all these things because nothing just comes for free. Yeah, skill set is very powerful once it's applied. Yes, you can make a lot of money. Yes. But are doing the proper things that you could actually make more money? So if you actually file for it, that you know that couple of weeks when you get your tax returns, great. It's a bonus. You did your due diligence. Now you get a reward for it.
Well, to me, in the long run, when it comes down to it, I think what I'm going to appreciate the most when I'm like, all right, cool, and, you know, 6 figures in my trading account, et cetera, so on and so forth. It's not that's going to be impressive to me. For myself, it's the grind that took me to there that I can say, holy shit, I got through all that. I learned this, and now I'm ready to be like, hey, I'm good, you know. So the grind should be, I think, the fun part of it, the most impressive part to somebody, with the reward being the money at the end.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah, so that should honestly wrap up of episode 17
Agreed.
compared to the demo life versus the real life. So
Interesting topic.
we should create like a Blue Capital meme, like you know what a demo life looks like, and be like, yeah, it's lit. You know, holding the MT4, and then the reality when you're in like 150 pips in drawdown. It's just like that's the reality.
Yeah, just sitting there.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. So I think episode 18 should get really, really interesting. So hopefully you guys tap in, and we are out of here.
Outro.